Welcome to Fan1060.com. Rich Gray alongside Bob Kemp. The Cardinals win, although that doesn't really matter in preseason, but they did. They did. They won 31-27. I know that because it didn't go to overtime.
That's true.
We were sweating that out for a while.
We were.
And it's a good thing that it didn't happen. But the big story from tonight, Levi Brown leaves the game with a right triceps injury, and the offensive line concerns that were already a problem, they're a bigger concern now.
Ken Whisenhunt said after the game that they'll have an evaluation and more news on Brown tomorrow, but it sure seems like it's not very optimistic. And just from the tone in the locker room and the way he's talked, I don't think it's they're real optimistic that he's going to be able to play anytime soon, which I don't know if that means they put Jeremy Bridges at left tackle. They just moved out of the right tackle spot. Obviously, Anthony Batiste had a terrible game tonight, and I would imagine Bobby Massey's got a chance to replace him effective immediately. The two offensive tackle spots obviously a mess right now.
Yeah, and even Larry Fitzgerald after the game was one of the first players to go over to see how Levi Brown was doing, and he said it was not good, and that he would keep him in his prayers tonight, and hopefully the MRI will reveal something different, but it doesn't seem like it. And as you said, it was obvious even during the game before Brown's injuries, the struggles with the offensive line. As Kevin Cobb, who was sharp to start the game, he was pretty much on the ground for the rest of the night.
He was, and yeah, they had some nice drives, a couple running plays in the first drive, and Levi Brown was pretty much the guy who destroyed his man, and they got the yards behind him in those the Ryan Williams runs in that first quarter. So obviously, something that could really hinder this team the whole season, and that's a terrible injury for a tackle because he's got to use his arms so much, obviously, and his triceps to block.
And one of the last players for the Cardinals to have a right tricep injury,
Bertrand Berry.
Our own Bertrand Berry, that is right, and it ended his season. So Bertrand, when he comes back from vacation, he'll have some good insight on that injury, unfortunately, on Monday. Back to the quarterbacks, though. John Skelton, he only got one drive, was 3 for 3, got a touchdown. You'll hear elsewhere that the quarterback battle is over, but not here.
Yeah, it was a 23-yard drive. Yeah, Cobb actually took him on a 41-yard drive in the first quarter after a Patrick Peterson interception. And yeah, I thought he did a pretty good job driving him down the field that first drive. He was 3 for 3. After that, he was 0 for 3 and got sacked 3 times.
Yeah, and he also got that safety and the intentional grounding, so it was a bad night for Kevin Cobb. The bright spot, though, Ryan Williams. He looked very well, very good in his return to the field.
He did. He got hit that first play, and he talked about how that was a good thing. I asked him if he had any nerves, and he said he's been nervous for 3 days, was his answer to that. So I think that's the positive thing that came out of this game tonight. But they may need him even more than ever now, somebody that's elusive, because if you can't block in front of him, you're going to have somebody that's got some speed as opposed to maybe a power back like Beatty, who may not have as good a chance for success.
Now on the other side of the ball, the defense, they answered Ken Whisenhunt's challenge. The tone was much different. In fact, 3 and out to start the game instead of giving up a touchdown the last 2 games.
They got 3 and out. They also got a goal line stop. They forced turnovers on 2 consecutive possessions, and that's something that they really stressed in the offseason because they didn't do a very good job of forcing turnovers last year. Even when they played well towards the end of the season, they didn't force very many turnovers. So I'm sure Horton was really happy that Kerry Rhodes pick, and then the very next possession, the Darrell Washington strip, and Stuart Bradley recovered that ball. And Bradley, I thought, was the best player on the field tonight for the Cardinals. And yeah, in 1 year, we talked a lot last year about how training camp hurt this guy and this guy. And it appears that it may have hurt, the lack of training camp may have hurt him more than anybody last year. He didn't understand really the defensive concepts going from a 4-3 in Philadelphia to the 3-4 here. Now he understands it enough that he's actually calling the signals on the defense, which I noticed tonight. He's in for Paris Lennon, and it's going to be, I think, tough for Lennon to get his job back.
And it's a night and day difference for Stuart Bradley compared to this year. Last year, another player who shined, Justin Bethel, especially on special teams, blocking a punt, returning it for a touchdown, blocking a field goal. So defense and special teams, which were key for the Cardinals last year, big again here tonight.
He's got three block kicks in 3 games now, and he blocked 9 kicks in his college career, and that's basically the reason that he was drafted. So yeah, they have a player there on special teams for sure.
So the Cardinals will kind of have a short week. They travel to Tennessee on Thursday. What do you think the Cardinals can build off of from this game over to that?
Well, I think the defense is what they can build off of. Yeah, I think because of Levi's injury, they might have to start over almost on offense. And yeah, Skelton will get the majority of the reps in the first half next week. It's his turn, and I would imagine there'll be a decision made by the end of next week before that 5th preseason game, when I'm guessing it's going to be kind of a Skelton-Richard Bartell fest.
Yeah, and if for all of you Ryan Lindley fans who are clamoring for him, he kind of struggled tonight. Yeah, put that to bed.
Yeah, he made some plays. He struggled at the start of the second half. He threw a terrible pick, which was very much like his week in Flagstaff this week, which was not good at all. And then he got stripped on that sack, but I really can't do too much of that on him. But he came back and made a couple of plays. He got a little help from his old college teammate at San Diego State, DeMarco Sampson, on that one play.
Yes.
I don't know if that ball should have been even thrown, but Sampson made a play and got it in the air and caught it between a couple of guys. But at least he did better at the end of the game. I think that's even maybe something that they'd like to see. You don't do real well right away. Come back from some adversity and then make some plays at the end. That's better than the other way around, probably.
Yeah, that's probably true. Well, we got to pack up, go up to Payson. We're probably going to sleep here.
Going to Denny's. Just going to stay there for a couple hours and go to Payson.
Yeah, go out all night, have a few drinks, go to Denny's.
I've never done that before.
Again, we'll have another video blog up on the website on the Fan1060.com.
I don't know if I've ever gone to Denny's, but I haven't gone to drink first.
Have you ever gone to Denny's before, like during the night that wasn't after midnight?
I don't think I've ever been to Denny's when it's been daylight before. Unless it was daylight by the time we left there.
Well, so now you know our plans. So if you see us at a Denny's...
So we'll be looking good tomorrow.
Exactly. We'll be up at Camp Arizona tomorrow as the Arizona State holds their first scrimmage at Camp T in about 5 years. We'll have a video blog up on the website tomorrow. For Bob Kemp, I'm Rich Gray, and the Cardinals win 31-27. But the big story, Levi Brown, he is out. Get a status up on him shortly, and that'll be up on the website as soon as possible. Again, for Bob Kemp, I'm Rich Gray. This is the Fan1060.com.